game 1. They lock into Jarvan first for Naiyou.
It's a primo jungler locked in. Really feel like Jarvan and Wukong are the two strongest junglers on this patch. Wukong with more nerfs suffered on the Worlds patch. We'll see where Wukong falls in terms of the tier list there, but at least Cataclysm going to be a tool to burn the flashes of Nongshim of. So if you don't have flash, you can get stuck in the cage. And, well, Orianna, definitely a member that is reliant on flash. So Jarvan, Naiyou has ways to play into Orianna throughout this game.
Nice pick up here for Kalix.
Here comes the calling.
In that mid lane. Wukong, as you said, was a really nice answer to what D plus Kia were able to do just a series ago, and that will be what Gideon selects here. I feel like I've seen a lot of good games from Gideon on this champion as well, so I'm excited to see that. As we get an Akali lock-in. Now this might go to Doinb, but it's also a solo kill special. Depending on what the matchup looks like, maybe we could see that go towards him. As I say that though, Renekton is hovered, and that would likely secure what the top side of the map looks like for an IP.
Yeah, kind of curious to see what Kingen wants here, as this is where a buff Jax might emerge or re-emerge as an answer. But no, just going to be the Scion for Kingen. So going to bring the stat check in against the Akali and the Renekton, as Scion will scale very nicely in that side lane. Akali never wants to find Scion in the side lane later on. As now kind of curious to see what Jiwoo wants on top of this. I imagine that Kai'Sa might be a ban if that's not going to be the pickup that you're going to have your Nongshim.
So you wait to see what does end up happening here. We'd love to see Jiwoo on another champion that has some high agency. Obviously performed great on that Corki, resulted in him getting a pentakill in what has been a bit of an up and down season for the longest tenured member of Nongshim RedForce. Of course, trying to close out the year strong, even though it did not result in a Worlds appearance here for his team here at the ASI Invitational. Again, a win here in this series would lock either team in as the second seed out of Group B, joining Theorex in that regard. So some heavy bot lane prio as expected, as Leave once again gets his champion pool pinched.
Still think Kai'Sa might be an option here. With Lucian Xayah taken away, I think that might be a real pick for Nongshim, just because they want the Kai'Sa and don't want to give it away, because it would pair very well with the Jarvan Renekton already showing for NIP. Khan taken down. I think this is going to be a Kai'Sa snagged.
Be a fun one. Not going to be paired alongside the Nico though, as that has already been banned away here by Nongshim, but maybe something like Nautilus in play as well, or another champion that can provide a little bit of extra engage here for this Kai'Sa, which is locked in here for Jiwoo. Nice call out there, Cubby, as we got a really strong team composition overall on Nongshim's side.
I had to make sure my presence was felt in this draft, Grapes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to pull that out.
Jinx is definitely a champ that we might be able to see, but I think Leave's got a smile on his face. He loves the Vayne. I think he's going to do it. Still, Folios is kind of a fun one. Definitely room to maybe go Milio here. You could go Milio. I mean, you're kind of asking to get Nautilus if this is the choice, but
Renata makes sense as well. There's a lot of engage with the Kai'Sa, with the Scion, with the Wukong. Something the Ket's played quite a bit. That will be the answer here.
Blitzcrank? I think Blitzcrank's very good now.
We have Lehends here on the Nongshim side. He has been
known
to play that champ from time to time.
It's good in the Renata. The Renata counters a lot of the engaged supports, but Blitzcrank, between the silence and just the rocket grab, can cut through a lot of the BS that Renata can throw at you. That lane is punishing. But with the swaps, you might be able to get away with it, because Kai'Sa definitely wants to swap, and Scion very much swappable as well. But the hand's going to be pivoting the Leona for this one. Definitely has some real value, that 5-second Q cooldown. Good against the melees, and a melee-heavy topside for NIP for sure.
I love Nongshim's composition. I think NIP definitely have the burden of execution on them, especially with Doinb on this Akali pick. Leave has a good opportunity to do some work, though, I will say. The Aphelios is always a fun champion. It's not the Vayne, but definitely still something that we can hope to see good things out of here from, of course, one of the star players that we have on NIP's side. Been mentioning it kind of throughout the show, but Leave, a player that we enjoy watching but are hoping to see take that next step. You know, whether it's in this tournament, this next season, or otherwise. But you know, we'll see if that ends up being the case, or if we are in for a potential shorter day here on the ASI broadcast. I know that we've gotten a couple of back-to-back best of fives or best of threes and things like that on the LPL show. Been pretty quiet, at least so far, on the ASI side.
Well, I'm staring at Lehends' face right now, and I think that he wants to make sure this is a 2-0 in a quick day. As Lehends... Oh, hold on.
We are split.
The Grasshopper is front and center and split. That's also the funniest part about this, is that he is truly front and center.
He's the only person on the stage right now.
He is where the trophy would be, but he is the trophy. He is the prize for all of us.
That'd be fun. You know how like certain college football teams, like the winners of these certain games, they get to carry like the big trophy at the end.
You get the Grasshopper, take him home.
Maybe the winner just gets the Grasshopper. Yeah, that'd be a fun little twist.
I hope they're all required, or I should say equipped, to make sure that they can be kind to these individuals. As Kingen gonna try and preserve his flash here.
Oh, one
is gonna be able to do it.
Okay. Enough, but Kingen was fast enough to escape that one, and will be able to head back to base as the cheeky level 1 strategy from NIP finds a little bit of damage, but not much else.
Chips in the night.
Did he place a ward somewhere? Where did he ward? Raptors? Okay.
Yeah, Raptor Brush. As Jiwoo. I mean, this was expected for me. Kaisa really struggles into the Aphelios Renata lane. As you get double outranged, and Aphelios with the guns can really control you in the laning phase. So, no surprise for me to see the swap come in and Kaisa get that solo XP early on, where you are quite strong with the D-Blade, and can for sure play this ranged in the melee matchup early, where Renekton does need 3 levels to really function as a champion. So, like this angle and decision from Dongshin, the swap makes a lot of sense for me.
And you know, Sion certainly happy with this. Fun fact, actually, in our little amateur league that myself and some of the other LPL casters play in, we tried this strategy after watching one of the teams play it at ASI. I played Sion. Our friend Yanni, who was on the show earlier, played Leona, and we ended up swapping Slayer up to the top lane. And we killed about 3 minions before everyone got DDoSed, and then we had to reschedule the game. But
oh, nice!
That first 2 minutes, it was magical. Like I can understand why they do this.
Yes, I mean Sion is okay, kind of eating it.
Oh yeah.
In this case, the 2v2, but also a 1v2, where Sion does a lot better than a lot of the other champions in that role. Just given the giant stat ball that you are when you are piloting the Sion. So, see what Kingen can do this game, because Doinb is a Kali. Definitely not going to want to see the Sion in the side lane later on. For this one is Jiwoo. Going to have to burn the flash for sure.
Oh, actually dodges away with just the ghost.
Just ghost.
From the flag and drag of Naiyou, so nicely done. Naiyou not wanting to burn that flash to secure the knockup, as there really wasn't a ton of damage after all the spells were already used by Solokill. So a kill and a Jiwoo would have been difficult regardless. And so the Kaisa will be able to survive, as both supports also rotating up there now that the 3-minute timer has expired.
Lehends was already up there when that original play was going down. Presence there to help dissuade NIP from going any harder on that play in the top side, as GIDEON has wrapped up his first clear. And will take that priority crab on the top side. Doesn't have a smite, should be able to lock the one down for himself, as the Lehends actually gets around the handshake from Niket, and that's a decent trade in the solo kill.
We see both junglers up here as well. Nice W away from GIDEON to get away from all that initial damage. And that could be Doinb. Has to flash away. One more crushing blow from GIDEON is going to secure first blood for Nongshim RedForce in the mid lane.
Big pickup for GIDEON, as Wukong, you get this champion going. We've seen what Wukong can do. As if you get to that early Trinity Force, I mean, your ability to take over a game, it is extreme. As Gideon does get access to that first blood, won't stick around to try and get any other camps, and will not have his recall canceled by Doinb. As Doinb does pull the wave nicely and gets the TP on a Kalix.
A player like Gideon, only 22 years old, but very wild journey so far in the early part of his career. Finding himself on Nongshim this year, but was on Bro for a little bit. Was on KT, obviously, for all that time. A trainee of Griffin back in 2020 as well, and then spent about a split as a part of Invictus Gaming in 2023 mixed in there. So he has some experience against some LPL teams, LPL representation. But kind of coming into his own in this series specifically. I feel like we got a ton of talk about Jiwoo that last game, but Gideon was a big reason as to how Jiwoo was able to find that success through his play in the early game.
And definitely set up for success in this one with the Wukong. Early Sheen for Gideon, so again, we're going to have to see what he can do. As Kingen versus Solokill, Sion versus Renekton. This is definitely a matchup where you don't get an advantage as Renekton early on. Sion doesn't really look back on this matchup once you get control, as you do become that big stat checker against the Renekton later on. So Kingen down a wee bit early, but honestly, no surprises in that matchup. It's pretty on pace for this deficit that you'd expect, even with the swaps.
Yeah,
Kingen's
whenever you got a
gonna
Sion
use up
in,
XP. Yeah.
You're kind of just you're not playing to win the laning phase as much. You're just kind of playing to scale up for later on, because it's gonna be very difficult to kill a champion like this, especially with the door on shield. He's got 3 biscuits. He's got the death pass, so even if you do kill him, he'll just clear the whole wave out anyway. Big fan of big reason why I'm a fan of this champion. As you see some ultimates getting traded here, the unstoppable onslaught as soon as Solokill hits level 6. A little bit of respect being shown here by the Sion.
Cannon minion denied there by Solokill.
Those are the wins you gotta take.
I mean, it's something, right? It's something. Sometimes a tiebreaker and decisions or options these guys make. I'm sure that Solokill would not have fished for that stun if it wasn't for trying to deny the cannon, and does get Kingen to miss it. So that said, not going to get Kingen off the Dragon with the rest of the team. Is Kingen going to catch that wave? And Dragon will be started here by Gideon. And Nongshim, as he has is quite low. Naiyou gets the news, and no contest will be the call.
Yeah, seeing a good call at this point. Will be just another neutral objective being taken away. Very curious to see now what NIP decided to do around the Grubs, as they've been actually able to give Leave a slight CS advantage up there on the top side of the map. He's been pushing into Jiwoo and Lehends, obviously with that advantageous Aphelios Renato lane. So perhaps an opportunity for Naiyou to go up to the Grubs and finally find a bit of a fight for themselves, now that especially some of these ultimate cooldowns are starting to become available as well.
Decent trade there from Doinb, who, again, importance once we get out of this laning phase in finding Orianna in the side lane is very high. Because if you find Sion there as a Kali, I mean, that's pretty much just wasted time and a wasted tempo. Because you're never killing that champion. Or you need a lot of help to be able to deal with that champion, especially with the build that Doinb is going to be going for with the Rocket Belt. That specializes in backline access, Grapes. We'll see if he can find it, because Kali, definitely a menace at this point of the game around the Grub spawn. And Grubs are being started up by Naiyou and an IP.
And actually, even with Leave taking a reset, going to be the Grubs started and the first one taken by Naiyou. And now with the Aphelios coming up, this should just be an easy give the rest of the way. It looks like Nongshim could have had an opportunity to fight for this. They had, Kalix with the shockwave available. They had Lehends pushing mid, but opting to cede that over to Ninjas in Pyjamas. They'll have a lot of pushing power for the remainder of this game number 2.
I'm a wee bit surprised it was a 3-0 and not a potential 2-1 split from Nongshim. Feels like Gideon was a little bit late to the play of the call, and numbers were definitely in favor of NIP, so Nongshim accepting that they're going to be down Grubs this game. See how difficult it is to play that one out, as Lehends is getting spotted.
Ooh, with the flash. Gonna be completely vulnerable now with that Cataclysm being unlocked. The hostile takeover going to tag Gideon as well. Just enough to get that first kill. Unfortunately, though, secured by Niket, as it could have gone to one of those carries instead.
Oh, Gideon hits his teammate with the bonk bat. The back of that hostile takeover from Niket, and I gotta say the Grasshopper, he likes what he sees still.
Yeah. Oh, this is a traitor. Oh, you traitor! Oh.
That's a hostile takeover. The Longshim RedForce side of the booth.
Picked NIP in game 1, has quickly switched allegiances. Zero loyalty here from Mr. Guo. Very disappointing to see. Bit of a bandwagoner.
All that Grasshopper Raz, the way he's flip-flopping.
Nice. Oh. Expect more from our LPL representatives, but you know what? We're gonna have to go with it. I'm still holding strong with NIP. We'll try to see if a game 3 can be forced. Do I really believe it? You know what? That remains to be seen. But I'll hold true to my values.
You know, I would like to see NIP take us to 3 in front of at least the audience that I assume they have in their home arena with the gyos that I still have running in my head.
Yeah, they're just. I think you're just dreaming, man. I think that's what you're hearing.
You know the like in your head song like Zombies from that Irish group that got popular because the Ryder Cup. They were playing that for Rory, which was sick as hell. Him playing that in the bus. I feel like that song has just been very relevant for a lot of things going on in games I've covered of late.
Yeah, we got a Renata on this team as well.
Being in your head, yeah.
Zombie-esque with the bailout.
That's nice from Kingen. Solokill, I'm going to be able to sustain so much there. No Black Cleaver for him means that this is a very things get good late. You know what my favorite Scion phrase is, Grapes?
Yeah?
I've used a lot. It's hot soup coming through.
Oh, I know you're a fan of that.
You press R. It's like you got hot soup coming. Is this one the Grasshopper flip-flops?
Oh wait! Oh, wait. I thought
the lion does not concern
himself
himself with the likes of peasants.
I thought the Bramble was gonna kill.
He had a bigger prize in mind, you know.
Yeah. That's a -1 in the chat if you are watching along here. It's Kingen unable to get that one, but does get Solokill's flash. We'll see if that becomes important. Speaking of, both top laners have teleport around this dragon. We're going to see one be issued most likely as this dragon is getting started up. NIP want to go for the fight, and we see Solokill already channeling that TP to a brilliant position in the enemy blue buff pit. But it'll be matched by Kingen as well. He does not have any hot soup, but he has a whole lot of HP. Going forward on to Naiyou is Jiwoo with that killer instinct. And the jungler for Ninja Pyjamas has already been taken down. Zenith Blade connecting onto Solokill as well. He does have the dominance, has been yet to issue it. As now the target will be the dragon instead. Smite secured by Gideon. And he will try to jump for the wall and look for a Cyclone on to leave. But instead NIP going to be able to back away. The Shockwave, though, going to cancel that slice and dice from the Crocodile and be enough to take Solokill down. They wait for the bailout to expire, and now we'll try to finish off his prey. Doinb coming in, going to try to at least pick up one. The perfect execution will do the deed alongside the bailout, and he dashes in for a double kill onto Lehends. A game-saving play for Doinb as Leave goes too far, but it's at least a couple kills going back on NIP's side.
I mean, Doinb gets something, but I still think that the objective setups that I've seen in this series have been so different. As Niket, good handshake,
the flash
forward.
Niket flops the flash. He pops the emote, the Cataclysm. Says, come in here with me, Kingen, as Naiyou will dunk him down. Run, Niket. Will he be able? Oh, stuck between a rock and a hard place. And he will take the death by the Scion instead. Oh,
big
man.
twat there, Grapes. But the objective setups have definitely been in favor of Nongshim in this one, as the fight afterwards, Solokill. You called it out, Grapes. Good catch, the slice and dice. The slice was caught by the Shockwave as that Croc gets yoinked back in. And yeah, Gideon tries to go in, does some work. It's the flash, or I should say the flip that was followed through with the flash of Gideon. And then Leave flashing in too. He flashed over a decimating smash from Scion, but still goes down, so only so worth it there. As Leave picks up some gold, but gives it right back on over. And that's something to look now to punish. Leave being down flash. That is a very important summoner spell down.
And Jiwoo has his, just with that Herald spawning in about 23 seconds time. We already see NIP sending their bottom lane up here to match with Solokill, so it seems like that is an objective that they want to fight over. Speaking of fighting, we're to get some between the mid laners here as Doinb dashes forward with that perfect execution. But Kalix, with that extra HP from the Roa, able to survive.
TP available for Kalix. Should be able to get back out there. Only going to be the TP burn, but Doinb at least gets something. As I think the way that these comps going to play out now that we're the 15-minute mark in. Of course, it is the 3 grubs sat for NIP versus the 2 Drakes of Nongshim, and now a Rift Herald started. Just look to see when Kaisa picks the right time in the fight to get backline access. And I want to see if NIP can set up these objectives better so far. I mean, this is pretty grim. As Solokill getting pushed around by Kingen.
Oh, look at the Scion. Almost solo killing. Solokill.
There it
Gonna
is.
get a little bit of assist. Alley the oop over to Jiwoo. As that is the Crocodile going down. Meanwhile, that Herald is secured by the side of Naiyou.
It got yoinked.
I think Jiwoo is happy with that, though, no?
I mean, Jiwoo, of course, is happy with it. He got the kill, but still, Herald being yoinked as big as Lehends finds Jarvan.
Oh, Naiyou. Actually gonna jump in the Herald! Double knockup! Oh, what driving skills! A complete 180 to get out of that one, and Naiyou with the great escape.
Team fight, Herald, Shelly makes an appearance. Is that charge for Naiyou just going to get him out of trouble? Shelly donates her own HP to the cause. Is that charge doesn't quite work out, but will be enough to hit the top inner turret. Not the formal charge, but hey, still. Herald saved 1 extra life from going over to DSG. Can't argue against that. Or Nongshim, I said DSG. Oh boy, okay.
Wrong
It's
region.
bedtime, Grapes. Yeah, this is when I'm not keeping the AI size schedule. We finally found the right day, and it's when I called the LPL schedule taxing, I wasn't kidding.
Here's the question.
Because now I'm off of it, and it's just doomsday. I'm about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop up here.
Okay, given your viewing of these teams so far at the ASI, the Agent Invitational, which LCS, who's the worst LCS team that would be the favorite to win this event, in your opinion? Like, do you think Cloud9 could win this?
No,
or
FlyQuest. It's FlyQuest.
It's just FlyQuest, you think?
Yeah, it has to be FlyQuest.
Man.
I like that question though. I just don't think that. I think C9 against like Damwon. No, you're gonna need FlyQuest for that one.
I think I agree. As much as we're
not beating the 1-team region allegations with this question, Grapes.
No, definitely not.
No. At least LPL is a 4-team region in the sense that all 4 teams can be inferior to the teams that LCK are sending.
I feel like
we can
there's
start
an
that
equal
off
chance.
pretty soon on the 14th. You know, that discovery process there's going to be no delay on that one.
Any of those 4 teams could have the chance to get eliminated in Swiss or make it all the way to finals, and I kind of love that for what we
Part
have
of the fun.
here in the LPL.
Hey, 0-0, man. You know, the only division of football right now with 2 4-win teams, AFC South with the Colts and the Titans. The Titans are still bad.
0. Shout out Jacksonville. Duval, speaking of,
yeah,
getting a full send here around the Dragon,
crazy.
as it's already been secured by GIDEON. Shockwave lands onto 2. Really nicely executed here by Kalix to slow down Solokill. The hostile takeover from Niket, able to buy a little bit of time. Niket's still going to be able to survive. Kingen will not go down until finally Leave will smite him down with that Calibrum. It'll be a trade 1-for-1 as Naiyou is dropped on the other side, but Leave not able to find that Moonlight Vigil onto Lehends. Could have been a potential killing blow. Back just in time here for Doinb to prevent him from being cancelled by that Prey Seeker as he teleports right back in. It's sole point secured for Nongshim right now.
These fights are just not big enough from NIP, and I think that Kalix is really working overtime. As the Wukong plus the Orianna combo, I mean, so stable and consistent between the Cyclone and the ultimate of Orianna, being able to follow up on it. So Kalix is able to do some good work at holding the line here in this fight. As I really like the start focusing down on Renekton, I think was the right call, and this is a beautiful ultimate from Kalix. Even as Solokill was able to buy a lot more time than what I thought. And this one as he actually snuck it all the way out. Good flash by Solokill, but A lot of the damage is kind of already done. And Jiwoo going in when he did was the right call.
All 5 of those ultis were used by the side of Nongshim, but all used very well. Speaking of, Niket had a, Niket's hostile takeover there, actually buying a lot of space. Could have been a lot worse for NIP if that was not issued. So nice job there. But as I say that, he actually got caught during that replay. So you get a look of that in the picture-in-picture. He's dead right now. And it's because of the help of Lehends and Kalix, who combined for the takedown.
Otacon on spawn. I like this a lot from Nongshim. I think their pocket is good. Kalix is trying to hold the ground, but Naiyou can sneak on in here. They spot Naiyou. Naiyou just spotted the Otacon. It's low, and he can't get in.
Jiwoo secures it. That's going to be Otacon and the soul point in favor of Nongshim RedForce, but NIP still looking for a fight on the other side. It's the Cataclysm coming in from Naiyou, but he's trapped with the side of GIDEON instead. Moonlight Vigil going to buy a little bit of damage in as Doinb with the perfect execution is not able to find anybody, but Kingen will come in with a lot of damage and a lot of crowd control. It's a double kill in for the Wukong. Leave, flashes in, trying to get at least one back, but Kalix says absolutely not. Picks up a full ace with the help of GIDEON with a triple kill on the Wukong.
5 for 0. Both ults that were sound for GIDEON. Flashes to help peel for Jiwoo. The entrance into the fight from Kingen was brilliant, by the way. And Kalix holding the shockwave to find the backline access against Leave and Niket. Beautiful patience from the carries, the solo laners of Nongshim. Great entrance into the fight from Kingen. And a clean 5 for 0 ace from Nongshim as, again, the Noodles taking over. Lehends, GIDEON looking for more.
Permanent fighting is the name of the game as GIDEON has had a terrific series overall. Could be in some trouble with the flag and drag coming in, but instead, gonna go right back in, pull off that Uno reverse card, and will survive after 2 kills are picked up. The Cyclone going to delay him going down as well, as it's now a 3 for nothing with a double kill going over to Jiwoo to make it 4. What a play in from GIDEON. He just refuses to die in this game.
Can't even do the Baron, but Nongshim looking to make quick work of this best of 3 against NIP and secure that second place spot in their group to move into the bracket stage.
It's just been pure domination in this game too. 18-5, a 10,000 gold lead before the 23-minute mark. And just like their LCK counterparts, D plus Kia were able to do a series ago, it's an early inhibitor taken in the mid lane for Nongshim.
And for NIP, I mean, I still really think that Doinb and this young core is a winning scenario.
Oh, we're fully over there on the right, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, as it should be. He's never wrong. He's either just right or lying, and he just so happens to be very right in this one.
Even when he, went to the right, it was so hesitant. It's like someone was trying to.
Dude, I think he full sent it. Oh, that's a sick angle from Kingen. Yeah, goodbye, nice Doinb. Half the health, and well, that's Mountain Soul going to be given over for free to the Noodles.
Ooh, Kalix level 16.
As this game is over. Yeah, this game is over, Grips.
A sad exit for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They had a fun year, I think, but for them, fun is not what they were looking for. They wanted a little bit more success than what they were able to have. And they hope that they can find it moving forward into 2026 and beyond, regardless of the team. As you see, potentially the nail in the coffin here as Niket is taken down by Kingen with the mini bow special. And here comes the rest of Nongshim RedForce. Kalix takes down Leave already. And it is going to be NIP placed into a pot and boiled alive by the Noodle Boys. They take this game in 24 minutes time. They take this series 2-0. And it'll be the third LCK team to make it into the knockout stage of ASI.
Who said you can't get rich off ramen? As the Noodle Boys making
things
happen.
They're a very successful business.
I know. And, hey, their team taking care of business on the Rift here. As, again, hey, maybe for Worlds, a sign of things to come with all the LCK teams making it out of the group here in ASI. Of course, Worlds kicks off on October 14th with T1 versus IG, that best-of-5 play-in. Very casual for IG, you know, they just have to do what no other LPL team has ever done in World's history, and that is beat Faker. to kick off their tournament. But it was Doinb, former world champion here, trying to take down an LCK team on his way to qualify for the bracket stage at ASI. Unable to find any movement as Kalix and Jiwoo were very solid, and Nongshim able to win another very decisive game here, Grapes, before Baron even spawned.
And so now we have only Weibo left. If you're an LPL fan watching on the LPL English broadcast, and I guess fitting, but like they have been.
It's fine, guys. All of our hopes rest on the Weebs. This is what every LPL fan really wants for themselves.
Yes,
it's the most solid, consistent team that you can put all your hopes in.
They will be matched up, I believe, against. Is it D+, or are they playing against Nongshim? Actually.
So D+, yeah, because that's the same group. So
I believe we have a double Elan bracket as well. Yes, there is going to be a losers bracket. So just to confirm for everybody, the knockout stage, which I believe starts tomorrow, same time, same place here. Actually, maybe different time. We'll have to. There's a lot going on here. Same time, same place on LPL English. We got Weibo taking on Nongshim RedForce, and then we got BFX taking on D+ Kia.
Grapes.
It'd be fun.
You know what's so appropriate for this tournament that's kind of been lovingly called the mid-off?
Yeah.
You know, at Worlds, especially historically, thinking back to last year, it was Faker versus the LPL Gauntlet. So I think it's only right that for ASI in the mid-off, we have Xiaohu versus the LCK Gauntlet to kick things off here for ASI to see if you can get through these 3 LCK teams to win.
Speaking of mid-off, mid-season invitational gone well for Xiaohu and some of his teammates in the past. So, maybe he could channel some of that energy here. It's going to start with Nongshim, who I will admit looked very good in this series against NIP. And then, of course, another gauntlet ahead of them potentially, whether or not they fall down into the losers bracket or not. But hey, it's been a fun tournament so far. We've gotten a couple of upsets here. We got our LCP representatives coming in and making some names. Shout out to Gam for pulling off that upset earlier on into the tournament. But now we get some good old-fashioned League of Legends. Still some best of 3s until we get to the grand finals, Cubby. But it should still be fun regardless as we get ready for Worlds to really kick off.
Dude, this literally is like a Budget Worlds narrative where you have Xiaohu versus the LCK teams coming in, man. I find that so funny.
We got to get someone we got to get whoever's on that on that series to play into that narrative. We only got a couple days left. You're on the LCK broadcast for the 2025 season. Godguo deserves a spot at Worlds.
Well, was he 3-0 today?
Well, technically, he predicted NIP in game before game 1.
He was lying.
So, okay, you know what? Fair enough. He swapped allegiances at the right moment and was able to eventually be right.
He was 3-0 today. I'm just not even gonna go check the first series. He was just right. Just don't even worry about it.
God, whoa.
I only sign up for spreading fake news when it involves Godgo.
The only person to go 3-0 today, as the only teams could go is 2-0. So there we go. Kalix
he participated in all 3. That's 3-0. That's a win in his book.
Player of the game. Yeah. And I'm curious to see if they bring him back out. Maybe just as a good luck charm for some of the LPL teams. Or although he hasn't really been good luck, as it's been all LCK so far in the group stage. To be fair.
Well, Kalix got the MVP playing the Time Lord Lady, and kind of like how we have seen Orianna in Arcane, I'm hoping that is a preview for what my life looks like in, I'd say, less than 10 minutes from now, because I feel like I need to catch some Z's.
Yeah, you got a head starting at our last game. So.
Yeah, I've got to co-stream some LTA North promotion tournament later on in the day. Gonna catch some Z's before that, Grapes, and hopefully get ready for some more good matches later on. Hopefully ones that are more competitive than what we just saw in that this one, because we casted 4 games today, Grapes, and 3 of them ended before Baron spawned. So the LPL teams kind of got mollywopped.
Hey, we got one good game, and you know what? That's important. We had a fun one there between NIP and Nongshim at the first time around, but eventually Nongshim RedForce end up closing out the series 2-0, qualifying as a 2nd seed, and we have our knockout bracket set. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on LPL English as we start our double elimination knockout phase. Once again, Weibo will be starting things off against Nongshim, followed up by Fearex and D+ Kia facing off in an LCK showdown. Before we head out, I want to give one last big shout out to all of our coffee supporters who have been with us the entire year here on LPL English. Of course, a big shout out to Mung, Force Without, and Aaron Soup for helping to level up the broadcast, give back to the cast and crew.
Force Without?
You an English
the
LPL
streamer?
product every day. Force Without the
yeah.
Kindred, right? That was what he did?
The streamer? Yeah, it was a
like
Kindred. I always have to make that joke, you know, it's the classic. But
big streamer.
we appreciate everyone's support for LPL English. Of course, give the shout outs to our top tier coffee supporters. The best way to support the LPL English product, but was a pleasure to be a part of it for this year. We kind of already said our goodbyes at the end of the year. This is the last goodbye for me, Grapes. This is a very fun project to be a part of. One that's completely funded by you guys at home, making it possible for us to bring you the action as I believe we were the only channel throughout Demacia Cup to now that have been live for every single LPL day. Very important. That's the value that a broadcaster can bring, and you guys help us do that to bring you guys the action to the best of our abilities over here. So thank you so much for enabling us to do that this year, whether it was from being an Elite Coffee subscriber to just watching, hitting like, or commenting once, or sharing it with your friends. So one of the more unique experiences and projects that I've ever been a part of in broadcasting. I'm very grateful to all you guys for helping us make that happen.
Absolutely. I mean, we said our goodbyes earlier on, and then all of a sudden they pull us back in for ASI. So we'll see what happens, you know, going into the Demacia Cup and beyond in 2026, depending on what, of course, the ecosystem looks like. And for you guys, no time for goodbyes. We have another series, another set of series. You just have the playoffs of the ASI coming up over these next 3 days throughout the weekend. Once again, our upper semifinals will be starting tomorrow, 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight here on the west coast of the United States. So make sure you go tune in for that. On behalf of our production staff, specifically our wonderful producer, Rare Adam, behind the keys, and Matt Cubby Samuelson on the other side as well. My name's been Grapes. Thank you so much for tuning in to the coverage of the Asia Invitational 2025 here on LPL English, and we'll see you all tomorrow for that night.